So this is the Mockingbird by Eminem, and it's a really simple idea in which he raps over. I'm just going to show you how you can put it together. First up is really, if I just concentrate on the drum pattern, it's a really simple sort of hip hop beat. Let's just look at the drums first, and I'll take that to the outside. So what I've done on pad 1, I've used bass drum 1, and I've put that on pads 1, 4, 7, 9. In fact, I'll just swap that back, it doesn't really matter. And pad 12. And then on beats 5, I put in snare 1, snare 1. So the first bar is like this. There you go. And all I've done is I've copied that over to bar 2. So I've got the same drum beat on bar 1 and 2. Okay, and then if we just go and unmute the cymbals, I've kept the cymbals really simple, as you find in hip hop music, is that it's really, it's just playing eighth notes all the way around. Hi-hat 1 all the way around on all the odd numbers. There you go. All the way around. So it just gives it a sort of drive. Okay. So the next thing which is significant with this is really it's that piano melody. Actually, no, very significant is the percussion effect. Now I've got different effects here, but I haven't got the exact sound that he uses. So I've just used this Shake FX sound number 1, and the key about this is just the sort of leave the sort of rhythm that it plays. I'll leave the cymbals on, but if you listen to this rhythm, it's a 2-bar sequence. So here's the first bar, it goes like this. So I've got FX on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 up to there. Then you leave out number 9, and then you do 10, 11 all the way through to 16. Okay, and that's what gives you that sort of rhythm. And then the second bar, there's a slight variation, which is great. And you do exactly the same thing. Leave out number 1, you go 2 to number 6, leave out 7, and then on number 8, leave out 9 again, and then all the way around through to 16. So this bar sounds like this. So the combination of the two, you get this rhythmic effect. Yeah, and so you combine that with the drum pattern, and you get a really good effect. So you get this. There you go. So playing with that, you have the piano part. So what I've done, just so that we can work out what the chords are, I've laid down what a pad. They use a pad. I've just used the Rhodes, which has a similar sort of effect to it. So the first chord that you hear is an E minor on pad 1, and on pad 7 you've got a C major. So if you just hear them on their own with just the hi-hats, you get this. That's bar 1, and then on bar 2, same rhythm, but it swaps to a D major on pad 1 and an E minor on pad 7. So you get. So that's the keyboard line over 2 bars, and then you get the melody of Mockingbird, which is the nursery rhyme for it over the top. And let me just swap in the piano, unmute that. And here we go. On pad 1, you've got a B long, G high on 3, G high again on pad 5, on pad 8, G high, pad 9, G high, F sharp high on pad 11, and again on pad 13. So that's the first part of that nursery rhyme. So you get. And then on the next bar, it completes the melody line. On pad 1, you've got D long, and on pad 7 got E high long. So okay, so altogether you get the melody line working with those chords. If I unmute, well, I've got it unmuted, so let's just take a listen. Okay, all right, so all you need to do is copy the drums over to bars 3 and 4, and here there's a slight change in the piano melody. So you get this. If I put the piano, this is the first bar. That's right. So you got E H long on pad 1, B long on pad 3, A long on pad 7, and then on pad 15 G long. Okay, and then on bar 4 completes the riff by doing DL long on pad 1 and E long on pad 7, and essentially, whoops, the chords underneath are exactly the same with the Rhodes. Okay, so but the melody line changes, so you get this. There you go, so that completes the whole riff. That is the whole riff. Okay, with this, all that's happening underneath is that you've got on the bass, if we put the bass on the outside, is the bass line pretty much plays the root notes. So by root notes, it's the main note of the chord. So you've got E, L on pad 1, C, L on pad 7, and I've just put a passing note of C, L on 13. Okay, so you get this effect. And then it swaps into the next chord, again playing the root notes on this one, D low and E there. Same thing, you just copy over bar 1 to bar 3, it's the same bass line, and do the same on bar 4. And that is the tune. The only difference that I put in, if you listen to these ones, pads, bars 5 and 6, the melody line is slightly, he slightly changes it. It goes like this. So difference is just down here, these notes here. Instead of, I think I've changed that from a G to an A high. Okay, so that's totally up to you if you want to do that, because it keeps varying it within the track, but essentially that's the core of the tune. So if you want to find out more and learn some more songs to do with O Generator, just go to our YouTube channel.